tomorrow.
Money.
What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to the last of the Chinook build videos. This is going to be an absolute marathon. If you haven't seen the previous videos, make sure and start at the beginning. This thing started as a two-wheel drive 76 motorhome. Now it's got a 80 series 4x4 Land Cruiser chassis. It's got new coils, new suspension, 3.4 motor. There is a ton of stuff done to this thing, and we have a massive amount still to do. And we only have 10 days before we have to leave for our trip to Denver to start our journey on the Pan America Highway. Let's go. All right, well, we're already making the shock cap. Someone's yelling at me.
No yelling.
What's the one brand name you think of when you think of a winch? Probably this one. Warren, baby. So thanks to Vice, we got ourselves a Warren VR10S, 10,000 pound winch with synthetic rope. I've used these winches before on other people's rigs and always been really jealous. If you're stoked on this build and you want to help support us, please do us a favor and smash that like button and subscribe if you aren't already. It's that red button. It's that little subscribe thing in the bottom right hand corner. And if you want to get notified when we post new videos, hit that little bell. It helps us more than you know. Just wait till you see some of the surprises we have waiting for you at the end of this video that we haven't told anybody about yet. One thing we didn't mention in the last video is caster correction, which is super important to get good drivability for your rig, having correct caster angle. We're going to be using the Dobinson's caster correction bushings on our 80 series radius arms to get the right caster angle.
Did you try the brakes yesterday?
No. First drive ever.
Do you think it might not have enough fuel?
Possible.
Well, there's one very important wire that we forgot for our engine that controls the mass airflow, the TBS, and the idle air control valve. Just hooking that one up now. I think it'll help.
Huge shout out to Jeff Allen for getting these headlights, turn signals, and hazard lights working on the factory switches. These things are bright as ever, and it is so cool to have the orange flashers working as well as the hazards all on the factory switches. I know that wasn't an easy job, so big props, man. Appreciate that.
Doing something now. Yeah. Hey.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hazards flash, but the turn signals don't.
It's something to do with the LEDs.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Of course, we had our good buddy William, Mr. Fabsol himself, do our exhaust, and that's why this thing sounds like an animal. If you need exhaust work done in the Nanaimo or Vancouver Island area, or you want to send your stuff over, reach out to Fabsol on Instagram. He's definitely your dude for any fancy MIG or TIG welding.
We're buying stuff today. It's interior day. Yay!
Ah, yes. Straight as a banana. All right, we are finally working on some really fun parts of the build, the systems and carpentry and interior build out, which I'm really stoked on. What we have here is a very elaborate, slightly obnoxious, but really cool water system. So this is a 3-stage filter system that's basically going to allow us to fill up our 60-liter tank, which is under the truck, from anywhere in the world and have safe, clean drinking water. That's the idea. So through a series of ball valves and a bunch of fittings and a bunch of hose, what this is going to allow me to do is, through changing some of the ball valves, I'll be able to suck water in with the pump, suck it in through the filters and into the tank. So I'm filtering the water that's going into the tank which is super important because then we're not going to have bacteria and stuff growing inside the tank. Then I can change some of the ball valves and filter the water coming out of the tank. This bad boy is a UV germicidal lamp with a wavelength of 254 Newton meters. It has a power of 25 watts, which is a lot, but it'll only be on when we are filtering water into our tank. So that's good. Voila! That guy's gonna go like that.
They still need this one inside.
Yeah. Oh.
C Liances, Seco Liances 14.
Oh, there you go. Well.
This is only the start of our adventures with this rig, because once this build's done, we are heading south to drive this on the Pan America Highway all the way to Argentina.
How far is it? Pretty much like that.
Nice.
So for the water tank on the Chinook, we went with a 60-liter tank. This is from a company called DM Plastics out of Alberta, Canada. They have a huge catalog of tanks, and we were able to find one that fit perfectly in the Chinook, and they'll put any fittings you want on it. So I just got 3/4 inch female NPT fittings, and I'm currently just threading on our male fittings right now, and we're about to plumb it up.
Jeez, watch your step.
Watch your step. All right, friends, we have joined the Chinese diesel heater gang.
It is a gang.
It is a gang.
There are t-shirts.
We believe it is the best option for us. I have watched probably close to an hour of review videos and tip videos on how to set these up best so they last a long time and you don't get error codes. It seems that most people that set them up correctly have a very reliable unit. So that's obviously what we're going for as well. One of the things I did here is I built what the internet is calling a turret to put the exhaust and intake above where it sits on the plate. This is actually upside down. This is going to be going through the floor, which I've already drilled holes. This will go through the floor, and we've got our exhaust, our air intake, and our fuel line. We're going to mount it all in place. Then we just have to route everything and plug it in. It seems like a lot when you unbox it, but you know, you kind of just one step at a time, and it's not that complicated. All right, we got mounted diesel heater, which is very cool. It fit. We've lucked out a few times, one with the water tank and the gas tank, and now with this, where things just like happening to fit perfectly. I'll show you. This guy just happened to fit right tucked in there perfectly. So we got our little turret and our stuff going through the floor.
I'm gonna shorten this.
Yeah, the hose will get shortened a little bit. Yeah, now we just gotta do the wiring and the plumbing for the fuel pump. So part of being in the diesel heater gang is you have to deal with the click, 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 to blep, blep. So part of being in the diesel heater gang means you have to deal with the tick, tick, tick noise of the diesel fuel pump. And there's a ton of videos on how to silence them, and this is going to be my attempt. I've built a box where the pump is suspended. So it's actually not fixed to the side. The rubber mounts fixed it to the side, and then it's kind of just chilling. It's not actually touching top or bottom. But yeah, anyway, when the pump pulses, it'll just kind of pull this a little bit. But yeah, it's just kind of hanging out in there. And I got some holes for the fuel line, a couple holes for water, and this is actually going outside the truck. I don't want it in the truck, so it's going to be outside. We'll see.
Thanks, Leo from Campbell River, for the first tank of gas in the Chinook.
About to go on the highway for the first time.
First highway drive. Doesn't even feel real yet.
We're getting the Chinook!
As you know, there's only one place we go for drive shafts on Vancouver Island, and that's Western Driveline. So we had to stop in and see Jared and Michelle to make sure everything was going to work perfectly on our ride. And the next logical place to go was the car wash to get off 3 months of grinding dust.
First time at the pump for the big Land Cruiser Chinook. Land Cruiser Chinook, it's a 76 motorhome on a 1996 Land Cruiser chassis.
Oh,
We literally
This is the first drive.
just finished building it.
You built it.
Yeah. Well, Stacy and I built it, yeah. Well, it's definitely gonna cost over $200 to fill this thing.
But we're not gonna fill it today.
But we'll be able to go a long way, hopefully. Okay friends, it is literally the final hour, or at least final day. We've got about 36 hours before we leave, and we're not done yet. So it is an absolute record-breaking time right now. This is our water system, which is finally operational, other than the sink, which you will see soon. This is pretty elaborate. We spent an exorbitant amount of time thinking about this so we could have safe water to drink pretty much anywhere in the world. We've got a 3-stage system that runs through this pump. This is a pressure pump, so when I turn this switch on, it's gonna pressurize the system to 55 psi, and then we'll have pressure at the tap. This is on a switch, obviously, because I don't want to have water pressure while we're driving. So what we've done here is a bit redundant, but it's pretty awesome, because what we'll be able to do is we have a suction hose and we have 2 tank hoses here. So when we have the suction hose open, you've got this valve open and this one closed, you suck water from a lake or wherever. It'll come through here, go through our pre-filter, through the pump will suck it through, goes through a 0.5 micron filter, then through the UV filter, and then this one will also be open, and then it'll go back into the tank. Once the tank is full, we switch these ball valves around, boom, boom. Now we'll be drawing water from the tank and it'll get filtered again. It's super redundant, but it's awesome and it's super safe. It means that we're not going to have to worry about water pretty much anywhere. These filters are easily replaceable. We have spares, and yeah, I'm stoked. So yeah, pump works. Once the sink's in, we'll fill it up, and we just have to run a drain for gray water, and that will complete our water system. We got our Chinese diesel heater in here with this little screen. I just got to plug it in, fill it with diesel. We tested it last night. It works. I did have to clearance the fan because the fan was hitting, but you know, whatever. Other things, you've seen the pantry. We got the propane counters going in today. I got all the lights working off our new house battery, and yeah, Stacy will show you in there. We got the inverter and the fuse box and all the power and everything. So we're getting down. It's all systems go at this point. Great. All right, so we got our Solar 100 amp hour battery. I still have to tidy up the wires a little bit. We got the fuse block that's going to be running all of our accessories. We got our 1000 watt inverter that's going to be running everything that's AC power. And yeah, we're ready to rock. This is big stuff.
It was at this time that our new friend Scott, aka Random Helping Guy, showed up and started lending a hand on the carpentry side of things. Let's cue epic last minute build sequence.
Primo, babe. So we bought these because they're fun size, and Matthew's measurements, we were hoping we were gonna fit these in our drawer. Let's see how sniper he was. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my gosh! You know how much oatmeal we can fit in there? And no bags. Christmas Chinook.
We're doing a green stripe?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm in charge of aesthetic, and this is what I chose.
Nice. Okay guys, put in the comments right now what you think we're painting over this.
What color?
Yeah. Or pattern. Maybe it's a pattern.
Ooh, maybe it's polka dot.
this is our last drive out of West Can Overland. For now.
Water tank, water tank. Water tank, water tank, water tank.